Mr Speaker.
Ian McKelvey.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I have an opportunity to stand here for the second time this week to support this government's efforts to ensure our world reputation does not suffer undue damage as a result of the Fonterra potential whey contamination matter. Also, just before I got into what I want to say, I wanted to disappoint the previous Speaker, Shane Jones, who will, for many years to come, have to put up with Minister Guy and Mike Sabin, whether he likes it or not, and I shall remind him of that in the future, Mr Speaker. I think we can be pretty proud of the fact that Fonterra have been able to firstly identify the problem and secondly to trace it. I don't for a moment believe every company in the world could have achieved this. I also want to commend our team of ministers on a very competent response to a very serious situation for New Zealand and New Zealanders. Having said that, I do not underestimate the seriousness of the situation for Fonterra as one of our top food producers, for the farmer shareholders, for the country, and most critically, the international and national consumers, notably the children and calves, who were the most likely consumers of these recalled products. Mr Speaker, no other country in the world has the reliance on food quality, safety and quantity that we do. And there is no place on earth where food safety is more important than here in New Zealand. We've traversed many miles in the past few years, Mr Speaker, with respect to food safety. It is clear from the occurrences of the last week we have some to go. I want to spend some time talking about the miles we have travelled and some of the challenges we face as a nation. In New Zealand, we know where the calf I referred to earlier is born, where it travels to, where it's processed, packed, shipped and eaten. The challenge for our food industry, as with medicine for example, is that the recipe contains so many ingredients. What we have to ensure is that all of those are safe and that the subsequent mixture, the chemistry so to speak, is compatible. This was of course the challenge Fonterra and MPI faced with the whey protein product. It is used in many hundreds of mixtures throughout the world. It's manufactured in New Zealand, but then travels all over the world. There is no doubt this is a great challenge to New Zealand because many of our other products are in exactly the same situation. Mr Speaker, we heard Labour's agricultural spokesman yesterday and their leader today talking about the inadequate funding within the Food Safety Division of MPI. I want to counter this because I think it's irresponsible, as they both should know, that issues of national significance will always be funded, always have been funded, and New Zealand will always be in a position to fund them. They should also know, if they'd read their books properly, that the cuts to MPI have not been made to food safety's frontline operations. I would also add that I don't believe a witch hunt at this stage will serve any purpose and that subsequent inquiries which are necessary will reveal all of the necessary information to allow us to move on and ensure these types of food safety issues do not arise in the future. Mr Speaker, my electorate, the Rangitikei, is a farming electorate. We rely heavily on our producers, meat, milk, vegetables, fruit, even some fish, mostly eels actually, honey for our living. Animal welfare and food safety are critical to us in the Rangitikei. We have 3 large meat plants, a venison processing plant, 2 milk plants, a Fonterra and a Goodman Fielder plant, and a number of highly technical pharmaceutical type manufacturers, including New Zealand Pharmaceuticals and the recently announced Proliant plant, which is moving to Fielding. Mr Speaker, we're doing well in this country. At present, more jobs, better systems, services and household incomes. We must ensure this continues. Food safety, animal welfare and better productivity will be vital to our futures in New Zealand. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
The time for this debate has expired. Point of order, Jonathan Young.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave for the time by which the Commerce Committee must report the Copyright Parallel Importing of Films Amendment Bill be extended from 16th of August 2013 to 21st of August 2013.
Leave is sought for that purpose. Is there anyone opposed to that course of action? There is none. Leave is granted.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry?
Point of order.
Oh, point of order.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave for the purposes of the